Hey guys, welcome back to Code with Harshit. In this video, we'll build a bank management system using OOP in Python. Most people learn OOP in Python, but they never actually use it in a real project. So in this video, we are building a mini bank management system using OOP in Python step by step in under 10 minutes. In this video, we'll use classes, constructors, polymorphism, encapsulation, methods, and objects. Let's build something real. Before beginning, I would like to do a quick recap of some basic concepts of OOP that we have covered in a previous video. OOP stands for Object-Oriented Programming, and it's based on classes, objects, encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, and abstraction. These are called the basic pillars of OOP. So having said that, let's begin with creating our simple project. All right. Let's first start by creating a class named bank account. So the first thing that comes to our mind when we are talking about a banking system or a bank is a bank account. It is a main entity that we mainly deal with when we are dealing with a bank or a bank system. Now that we have created a class named bank account, there are certain properties that I want to take a look at regarding a bank account. Things like an account holder's name, the balance of the account. Now, to pass these properties to my object the object that we are actually going to create later in the video, I'll be using the constructor of the class. Now to create a constructor, as you guys know, we use the init function in Python. Inside the function, I'll pass some parameters like the self parameter, the name, and a property balance. So the balance parameter is being declared as 0 initially. So we are considering that whenever a bank account is being opened, the balance will by default be 0. If I talk about the other two parameters like self and name, self here refers to the object that we are dealing with, and name is the name of the bank account holder. Now to assign these values to the object, we'll say self.name equals name, and we'll say self.balance equals balance. All right. Please note, when we are declaring the property balance, I want to use the double underscore for this property. By using the double underscore for any variable name in Python, it makes your property or field private. So basically, it keeps it private, and this is known as encapsulation, and you're preventing it from direct access. This is known as encapsulation in OOP. All right. So as you can see, we created a class named bank account, and we also created the constructor for our class, and we assigned two properties, name and balance, to the object of the class. The class here bank account is like a blueprint which defines how the object of the class bank account would look like. The object would have two properties, name and balance. Next, let's move on to create some methods for our class bank account. All right. Whenever we are dealing with a banking system, or let's say whenever we go to a bank, we always have the facility to deposit a certain amount in your bank account. To mimic this feature, let's create a function known as deposit. We'll use this function to deposit some money in our bank account. So in the similar way, I use the def keyword, and let's pass the self keyword along with a variable amount. The amount parameter here is the amount that the user wants to deposit in their bank account. Before directly pushing this amount to your bank account balance, there are a certain checks that I want to put on this amount parameter. I want to know if this value is greater than 0. Now, why did I do that? Well, any amount which is less than or equal to 0 has no meaning to be added or to be deposited in a bank account. In a real banking system, you'll always deposit an amount which is greater than 0 in your bank. So now I'll simply say self dot balance, and to that we'll add this amount. Looks good. After we have added the amount to the balance of our account, I want to print a confirmation for the user, which tells the user that the amount has been added. do that, I'll use a formatted string and I'll say deposited whatever amount, let's say the user would have entered to your account. And I also want to show the new balance. Let's say new balance, and let's show the new balance of the user. So now we'll say self dot balance. So this is a simple confirmation that we print for the user. If this is not the case, then we'll simply print an invalid amount for the user. For any scenario where a user tries to deposit 0 or an amount less than 0, we'll simply print invalid amount. Please try again. All right. So this brings us to an end of our deposit function. We'll put the whole program to a test to see how these functions work, but for now, this function looks pretty good to me. Let's move on to implement certain other functionalities for our banking system. All right, just how we created this deposit method for our banking system, we are going to now create a method which will let us withdraw money from our bank account. To mimic the functionality of withdrawing the money from a bank account, we'll be creating this method. So let's name it withdraw, and again to that I'll pass the two parameters, which will be self and the amount that the user wants to withdraw from their bank account. Similar to how we had put a check on this amount parameter for our deposit function, we'll do the same for withdraw. Now, what are the scenarios when a user comes to withdraw an amount from their bank account? Well, the amount that the user wants to withdraw should always be less than or equal to the balance of the user's account. In real life, the amount to be withdrawn can never be more than your existing bank account balance. And that is exactly the check that we have put. We are saying that the amount should always be less than or equal to the exact balance of your bank account at that particular moment. If that is the case, we can now go on to subtract that from the balance of the user. So we'll simply say minus and subtract the amount that the user wants to withdraw. After doing that, I now want to print a confirmation for the user. So now we'll print drawn amount, rupees, and whatever the user had passed. And now we'll say new balance will be rupees and then the balance of the account. All right. So this is something like a real life thing that we have kind of implemented. We want to restrict any over withdrawal here. That's how the real logic of banks actually work. For any other scenario where a user tries to withdraw an amount greater than what they actually hold in their bank account, we'll simply print insufficient funds. So this just lets the user know that they don't have enough balance in their bank account and they cannot withdraw the amount that they are trying to. So this again now brings us to an end of this method. Let's move on to implement the next functionality for our banking system. All right. Now that we have created a deposit method and a withdraw method for our bank account class, there is one more functionality that I want to create with you guys. A real bank account would always let you withdraw money, deposit money, and check the balance of your bank account. So checking the balance is the next functionality that we are going to work on. So now I'll again create a new function and let's say we'll name it show balance. And I'll refer to the object that we'll be dealing with. And let's just simply print the balance of the user's account. So for that, again, I'll make use of a formatted string. And let's first print, let's say set.name, which is the name of the user. and let's say, hi, the user, your balance is, and then we just print the balance of the account, something like this. So this is a simple function that basically just greets a user and then prints the balance of their bank account. Um, the self keyword again here is referring to the object that is calling this function. So now that we have created our bank account class and we have also implemented certain functionalities for our bank account, it's now time to put these functionalities to a test. To do that, I'll start by creating an object of the class bank account, and then we'll go on calling the methods that we have created. So first, I'll create an object and let's name it account1. This will be an object of the class bank account. So we'll simply say bank account, and now to this I'll pass a couple of values. So first, let's say the name of the account holder and the balance of their account. So let's say the account holder is Alex, who initially has, let's say, 1,000 rupees in his bank account. And now let's call the show balance for this, and we'll say show balance. We'll save our program and let's run it. As you can see, it says, hi Alex, your balance is rupees 1,000. All right, now before doing the show balance, let's try to add or deposit some more money in the bank account. So account one dot, let's say deposit, and let's say I want to add 2,000 rupees to this. Let's save it. And now let's rerun our program. And now it says deposited rupees 2,000 to your bank. And it also now shows the updated balance, which is 3,000. Before just doing the show balance, let's now also withdraw some more money. So to withdraw, we'll call the withdraw method and let's withdraw 500 rupees from this bank account. We'll save it and we'll rerun our program. As you see, deposited 2,000, the balance became 3,000. Then we withdrew 500 and it became 2,500. And lastly, the balance came out to be 2,500 rupees. This means the whole system is working absolutely perfectly. This is what we expected. All the three functionalities, deposit, withdraw, and the balance check, are working absolutely fine.
And that's it for this video, guys. If this video helped you to understand OOP in a better way, please hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll see you next time with more such interesting content. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.